And welcome again to Only Connect. This is our first semi-final, that tantalising stage when the prize, such as it is, it's a trophy, by the way, seems just within reach. But our teams must put their greed for silverware aside and retain mental poise as they attempt to reach the final by deciphering the connections between clues that appear at first random. But we've got two teams who've done a very good job of that so far. Our first semi-finalists are the Crossworders and the Science Writers. Let's say hello first to the captain of the Crossworders.
I'm David Stainer. I'm a solicitor from London. And this is Mark.
I'm Mark Grant. I'm an accountant originally from Sydney, Australia, now living in London.
And this is Ian.
I'm Ian Bailey. I'm a university lecturer from Oxford.
Now, your quarter-final last time, I think, was a little bit more difficult than you expected it to be.
We thought it was very tough, appreciably more difficult than the first round match, and the sort of standard of the questions was quite a bit higher, so we're a bit fearful about today.
Yes, this is the semi-final. It's not going to get easier.
No.
Let's go over to meet the captain of the Science Writers.
I'm Chrissy, a science writer from Kent, now living in Surrey. This is Pete.
I'm Pete. I'm a science writer and editor, and I'm from Leighton in East London.
And this is Aaron.
I'm Aaron. I'm a science writer, originally from the Isle of Wight.
Now, if, heaven forbid, you come this far and just miss out on the final, will you be philosophical or will you go home and kick the cat around?
Philosophical.
Cat. For me.
Let's hope you never have to make that decision. But sadly, only one team can go through to the final. Let's find out who it's going to be. The best way to do that is by playing a quiz. In round one, I'll simply ask the teams to tell me the connection between 4 clues. Although if you need fewer than 4 clues to get the answer right, you'll get more points. 5 points, 3, 2 and 1. That's what's available. Science Writers, you won the toss, so you will be the first in this semi-final to pick a Greek letter.
Alpha, please.
Alpha, your first clue is coming up. Your time starts now.
Next. What do we know about that?
About Stuart King, Tudor King.
Do you want the next, please?
Elizabethan one.
I really don't know the connection between those two.
Next.
Louis XIV, well,
How did they die?
well, Charles I was executed. Louis XIV might have been, but Elizabeth
he
I
wasn't, no.
10
Next.
seconds.
William Penn.
They founded American states, had American states named after them.
I'm very sorry, your time's up. I cannot accept your answer. I must throw it over for a bonus.
Yes. Charles I is responsible for North and South Carolina. Carolina is sort of the Latin for Charles. Elizabeth I, that's Virginia, which was the first American colony. Louis XIV, LaSalle named Louisiana after Louis XIV. And William Penn is Pennsylvania.
As a homage to the late, great Richard Whiteley, I'm going to have a look at your working. Let me see where you've written it down.
Sure.
You have written that down. Very unlucky there, Science Writers. You just didn't press the buzzer in time, and I must give the bonus point to the Crossworders. Now it's your turn to choose a letter.
Could we have beta, please?
Beta, first clue coming up. Time starts now.
Next, please.
Okay, well, those are 2 films, aren't they?
Yeah.
The other story is Steve Martin.
Some
Should we
detail
say
of the plot. Veronica...
Were they written by
Lake-
the same novels by Goldman or something? William Goldman?
I don't know the film.
Should we get next, please? Groundhog Day. Are they all set in one day? The action of them all set in one.
I don't think the story isn't.
Yeah.
Should we get the next one?
Yeah.
Next
10
one,
seconds.
please. Next, please.
To Die For, OK. So
Are they all weathermen or...?
It's things associated with TV, the characters associated with TV.
2 seconds.
They all feature television presenters as characters.
I'm afraid I am not satisfied with that answer, so I'm going to throw it over for a bonus to the Science Writers.
They all have recurring days as a theme.
That is not correct. Now, this time, it is you, Crossworders, who are unlucky because you said it amongst yourselves but didn't give me the proper answer. They are all films about weather forecasters. Science Writers, your turn to choose a letter.
Delta, please.
Delta, first clue coming up. I can tell you this is going to be a picture round. Time starts now.
Omar Sharif.
Is that Omar Sharif?
Next.
Paul Daniels.
Next. Oh, that's
Is that David Duchovny?
no, it's the skateboarding dude. I can't remember his name. Next. Okay, Jeremy Beadle. He
Pranks.
he did prank tricks.
They all play. Omar Sharif plays bridge. That's all I know.
10 seconds.
So they play bridge.
They all play bridge.
That is not the correct answer. I'm going to throw it over to the crossworders for a possible bonus.
I don't think we know. They're all pranksters.
Not acceptable, though close. And once again, science writers, you said it, but you didn't give it. They all make a living from tricks. Omar Sharif, as a bridge player, makes tricks. Paul Daniels, of course, magic tricks. As you say, the skateboarding dude, Tony Hawk, skateboarding trickster, and the prankster, trickster, Jeremy Beadle. So close. This semi-final is cruel and lateral. Crossworders, your turn to pick a letter.
Zeta, I think.
Zeta, your first clue is coming up. Time starts now.
Okay,
Next one, please.
Shakespeare's.
Are they all
This
things
is
that are
maybe
worth
something.
worth £1 million?
It could be.
Should we move on?
Maybe they're buried in time capsules.
Yeah,
aren't they?
they could be. Next, please.
Well, that
Are they all now?
that was very old.
Are they owned by Holland? No.
Yeah.
Should we get the next one?
this one.
Yeah.
Next one,
10
please.
seconds.
Lotto ticket.
Things that have been lost, maybe.
2 seconds.
Things that have been lost.
That is not an acceptable answer. Although I'd like to hear how 373 grams of sterling silver were lost, if you can tell me the...
Perhaps someone lost them once.
Yes.
Possibly, but it's not on record. So, over to the science writers for a bonus.
Things that have been bought for £1.
That is the right answer.
Skill.
Shakespeare's first folio originally cost £1, now worth over 3 million. 373 grams is a troy pound of sterling silver. That's why the pound is called pound sterling. Barings Bank bought out after financial disaster, and a lotto ticket costs £1. It could be you, but it probably won't be, so why bother? Science writers, you've picked up a bonus point. See if you can get some real ones.
Epsilon, please.
Epsilon, first clue coming up. Time starts now.
Next. They're all... Well, they've got two halves, I suppose.
Organisms.
Next.
What is a priest choker? Does anyone know?
Next. Oh, is it things that little girls are made of, or little boys? No. What's the priest choker?
Butterflies and puppy dog's tails.
Do they come in two halves?
10 seconds.
I don't know what a priest choker is, so that's the
The
confusing
little
thing.
worm.
They're not called elegants.
They come in two parts.
How do shells come in two parts?
They're like...
Oh, well, shells that come in two parts
Shells that come in two
What
parts
about
come in two
shells
parts.
that don't?
Two-parted shells.
They've
Not
got
the right
other
answer.
parts.
I'm going to pass it over to the crossworders.
We think they're all shapes of pasta.
Exactly correct. They are conchiglie farfalle priest chokers, literally strozzapreti and vermicelli. Bonus point to you. Only bonus points accrued so far. All right, crossworders, let's see if you can, at least on the last question, get your own points.
Could we have gamma, please?
You could. Your first clue is coming up. I can tell you that this will be a music question. Time starts now.
On a day like today.
Should we get the next one?
Get next one.
Next one, please. Well, that's Perry Kane, mate.
Do you know what it's called?
Magic Moments.
Oh, okay.
Should we get next one?
Yeah.
Next one, please.
Here's a little song I wrote.
Bobby
Don't worry,
Ferrer.
Bean, don't be hurry.
This is famous for not using instruments, so a cappella.
Okay, was the
Oh, hang on, advertising chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think those
Magic
two.
Moments, certainly.
10 seconds.
They've all been used to advertise chocolate on television.
That is not the
Oh,
case.
guys,
So,
sorry.
science writers, I'm going to give you a little blast of the fourth clue.
For life is quite absurd, and death's the final word. You must always face the curtain with a bow. Forget about
What was the first one?
to the audience.
I don't know, it's something to do.
Enjoy it. It's a
Yeah, they're all about happy because...
I need an answer now or never.
Were they all in love?
Yeah, they're all songs to do with being happy. Or not being unhappy.
I'm afraid that's a little too vague. I mean, some would say that all songs are to do with either being happy or not being happy. I'm not going to accept it. They are all songs. Love Letters in the Sand by Pat Boone, Magic Moments, Perry Como, Bobby McFerrin's Don't Worry, Be Happy, and the brilliant Always Look on the Bright Side of Life. All songs that include a whistling section. We didn't play you the whistling section. It would have been too easy, but they all do. So, amazingly, at the end of round 1, the science writers have got only 1 point, and the crossworders only 2 points. Round 2, and this isn't going to be a picnic either, teams. Here, there are still 4 clues, there are still connections, but what I want to know is what's fourth in the sequence. The teams will pick a Greek letter that will reveal the first clue, and I want to know what's fourth. The fewer clues they need to see before telling me, the more points they get. 5, 3 or 2 available. Good luck. Time to up your game, everybody. Science writers, please pick a letter.
Gamma, please.
Gamma, the first in the sequence is coming up. What's fourth?
Next. Oh, it's recycling codes.
So what's
Maybe.
1?
Next.
Yeah, it is.
PPE? I don't know. What other plastics are there? Is that definitely what it is? Low density polyethylene, polyvinyl chloride, high density.
What's high?
It's...
There's PPE. What else is there?
Well, then, go for it.
I don't know if that's right.
Is it all plastics?
Yes, it's all recycling.
Types of plastic. But if that's high density, and they've got
10
low density,
seconds.
medium density. I don't know.
You have to go.
1 equals PPE.
That is not the answer I'm looking for, so over to the crossworders.
I'm not very happy with it, but we'll go for 1 equals PTFE.
Also incorrect. Now, you were right, science writers, it is recycling categories of plastic, and 1 equals PET, polyethylene terephthalate. It's not like I could have got it, but you're science writers. Crossworders, pick a letter.
Beta, please.
Beta, first clue coming up. What's fourth? Time starts now.
Next one, Next, please.
Birthplaces of monarchs.
OK, so you think Bruton Street if it's going up to the Queen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Bruton Street, yes.
Yeah. Bruton Streets, London.
Why would that be the answer?
We think they are birthplaces of monarchs up to the present Queen.
You are correct. Thank goodness. At last, some points on somebody's own question, and 3 points because you got it after only 2 clues. Well done. Science writers, pick a letter.
Epsilon, please.
Epsilon. First clue coming up. What's fourth? Time starts now.
Next. Next. Eastern Europe, Security Service. Some kind of codes or aerial recon. What's that going to be? Something to do with the war? Security Service.
MI6. It'll be Military Intelligence 6.
Why?
Because I think they're...
10 seconds.
MI2, 3, 4...
Not 5.
No, it's MI6.
MI6.
MI6 is correct. I really wanted Secret Intelligence Service, but I'll accept it because you're on the right lines. They are the official names of military intelligence, or MI3, 4, 5 and 6. Well done. The points for your side, science writers. Things are improving in round 2. Back to you, crossworders, to pick a letter.
Alpha, please.
Alpha. First in the sequence coming up. Time starts now.
Should we go for
Next,
that?
yeah.
Next, plees.
OK, so it's the order of the Windward Islands or Leeward Islands.
Oh, God. Yeah. OK, well, St Vincent is one of them, I think.
Yeah, but we...
Should we get the next one?
Yeah, I think we have to.
Next, please.
OK.
OK, no, so it's completely wrong.
What are the capitals?
St John's.
Bandar and Basseterre is Kitts and Nevis.
Yes,
oh, it's
yeah.
St John's, isn't it? And Christopher Brunei. Good grief.
You're under 10
only a
seconds.
Commonwealth
5
place.
seconds now.
Just
in the Commonwealth. St Vincent and the Grenadines.
Why would that be the answer?
Random places in the Commonwealth. Absolutely pick one at random in an effort to try and steal a
Do
point.
you think this is the kind of quiz where you get points for random guesses at the Commonwealth? That's not
99
correct.
times out of 100, no.
I'm throwing it over to the science writers for a possible bonus.
Oh, it's all right.
Why not?
Yeah, Montserrat.
Why would it be Montserrat?
Same reasoning as before.
Another random stab. I'm not rewarding you either. These are all places that have gained independence from the UK up to the most recent, which is, of course, Hong Kong. Science writers, pick a letter.
Delta, please.
Delta, first clue coming up. Good luck. Time starts now.
Next. Something to do with taxes. I don't know, we all EU grey stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be a lateral one, I think, this one.
Next. And there is some kind of song or rhyme that mentions all these things.
Are they scales of something?
It's got the word heat in it.
Turnips. Why is turnips plural? Do you know what I mean?
I think I don't know, something that's been... I don't know what would come next. Rye.
5 seconds.
Swede. Rye.
Could you just expand a little bit?
Rye. How do I expand rye?
I can't bear to see the misery. Even at the semi-final stage, I actually can't bear it, so I'm going to accept it. I wanted rye grass, really, or some form of grass. It's the Norfolk crop rotation system. OK, crossworders, one option left.
Zeta, please.
Zeta comes last. This is going to be a picture round. Time starts now.
OK, is that a fancy coin?
Next, please.
OK, that's a threepenny bit, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. Is it to do with when they were phased out?
Possibly,
That'd
yeah.
be
So what's
a
the
bit
last
difficult.
coin to be phased
Was it
out?
a halfpenny?
Halfpenny?
I think maybe the sixpence was possibly the last.
So should we go for the next one to see what it is?
Yeah.
Next, please.
Okay,
That's a sixpence.
Okay,
So
that is
should we go for the halfpenny?
Yeah.
A halfpenny.
That's right, they're coins that have been withdrawn. You can no longer spend half crown, threepence, sixpence and halfpenny or halfpenny was the most recent. So, at the end of round 2, the science writers have got 5 points and the crossworders have improved to 7 points. So it's round 3, the connecting wall. In this round, our teams will be confronted with a grid of 16 clues, and I want them to work out the connections and divide them into 4 groups of 4. Some clues come into more than one category. There's only one correct, perfect solution. You'll have 2.5 minutes and a point for each group that you identify. Bonus points for telling me the connections. You know the drill. Would you like wall alpha or beta?
I think we'll go for beta, please.
Beta wall, 16 clues coming up. Time starts now.
Right, well, that's something to do with cooking, got naan bread.
We've got
Things you keep in pudding cakes.
suet, flour,
Put a sixpence.
Pip, Estella, Drummel, and the Great Expectations characters, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, Bentley Drum.
Yeah,
certainly.
Pip Estella. Is
Matt
Bumble in
Estella.
that? No, he isn't, is he?
He's in all the traits, but they could be all Dickens characters.
We'll just do Dickens, so we'll just do Bumble Pip.
No.
Not a group.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I just thought it was wrong.
Who else could?
Group.
No. OK, forget that for a minute.
Okay, so ingredients of puddings,
Yeah.
sixpence,
Oh, yeah. Flour, suet, honey.
peel.
That's a
Right,
group.
OK.
Right,
Okay.
OK. So we have to hold off for...
It's a Christmas pudding, actually, isn't it? Specifically,
Yeah.
remember that. OK, stonemason,
OK, that's a type of bread. It can only be sort of like naan bread. So what else can be bread? Nothing else. Or honey bread you can have.
Is honey bread? Does that exist?
Yeah. I think it's just sweet bread.
Do you think Biddy's in Great Expectations? I mean, yeah.
Just right.
Do we need to hold off, do you think?
Pip.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's a group.
OK, all right. I think we
2
need to
groups
hide.
left. It's 3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Select carefully.
Bumblebee, honeybee,
Oh, God, yeah. But hang
No.
on. No.
eye level, no, stonemason, peep show, peep bow, bo peep.
Mining.
Palindromes. Okay, sorry, forget it. But those 4 are palindromes.
Okay.
So what links those 4?
Well, just press a button.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
because
we have to decide.
we have to decide.
OK, so...
Honey, mason, bumble.
types of
mine.
insects, maybe? No.
ant, honey ant, honey bee, mason bee. Are they all types of... maybe they are subcategories of insect.
Yeah.
Do you think that sounds plausible?
Yeah, no, well, hold off as long as possible.
Is there a mason?
We've not got much time.
Okay.
Mason ant. I don't know. It doesn't sound plausible, does it? But
You've solved the wall with a few seconds to spare. Well done. 4 points for identifying the groups. Extra points now if you can tell me the connections. So the first group, suet, flour, sixpence, peel.
we think they're things found in Christmas pudding.
That's right. A shame about the peel, I think. So revolting. I'd rather eat a sixpence.
I think they're entirely revolting. So.
Yeah, so much nicer without. Next group, Drummle, Biddy, Estella, Pip.
They're characters in Dickens' Great Expectations.
They are. You didn't remember poor old Biddy at first, did you?
No, can't
very
remember at all.
key in Pip's childhood. Next group, Hannah, Narn, Level, Peep.
They're palindromic.
Suddenly struck you at the last minute. They are palindromes. They read the same backwards as forwards. And the last group, Honey, Mason, Bumble and Mining.
We know that links to...
Types of social insect.
One chance.
Okay, it has to be
Types of bee.
They are all types of bee. Honey bee, mason bee, bumblebee and mining bee. Yes, so an excellent round. 4 points for solving the wall, 4 bonus points for the connections and 2 further bonus points for getting it all right. That's a maximum of 10 points. Congratulations, excellent round. How are the science writers going to compete with that? They're going to have a whole fresh connecting wall, the alpha wall, 16 new clues. And, of course, I want you to divide them into 4 complete, neat, connected groups. You've got 2.5 minutes to do it. Good luck. Time starts now.
Okay, so it's kind of regal or noble kings and dukes and jewels.
Yeah, Dame, Count, Baron, Duke.
Goose, seal.
Try that. No.
Not a group.
Seal, bird, sting.
I was thinking of Stingray.
Count, goose, sauce, pink.
Grey seal, grey goose.
Ooh.
How about King, Prince, Baron, Duke? No.
Not a group.
Sting. What can sting be?
Stingray.
Buttons. Oh, pantomime characters. There's Buttons,
The Dame.
Prince and the Baron.
Buttons.
Prince and Baron? No.
Not a group.
King, Prince, Dame.
Not a group.
Okay, is any of them... Oh, Bird. Is it in Sesame Street? Bird, the Count. Who else is in Sesame Street? Is it Buttons? And Pink?
I don't think so.
Not a group. You're halfway through the time.
Okay. Soldier. What can soldier be? Soldier penguin? Is that
No.
a type of bird? Some kind of bird connection?
Brown sauce, brown soldier.
Chocolate buttons.
Yeah. Chocolate goose. Chocolate biscuits.
That seems unlikely. Count. I just should try something.
Red Baron, red buttons.
Red Sting.
Seal, goose, grey.
Should we just try some random ones?
Yes. No.
You've still got a bit of
No,
time.
it's too common.
I'm sure there's a pantomime thing. Buttons, Dame. What else is it going to be? A prince.
The goose. Buttons, Dame. There is a goose in the pantomime.
Duke.
Goose.
Oh, you're out of time. That was agonising to watch. Agonising. But don't give up hope, because you can still pick up bonus points for telling me the connections. Let's resolve the wall. There are the groups. Right. The first group, Seal, Sting, Jewel, Pink.
What kind of seals?
I can't give you too long.
Pink.
You asked the question, what can Sting be? A pop star? They're all one-word pop stars.
Grr.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Second group, Goose, Dame, Baron, Prince.
They're the pantomime characters.
They are the pantomime characters.
Yeah.
Bird, Count, Duke, King.
I think that might be Sesame Street.
Fine.
Really?
Sesame Street.
They are nicknames of jazz musicians. Charlie Parker, Bird, Count Basie, Duke Ellington, Joe Oliver, the King. And the last group, Soldier, Sauce, Biscuits, Buttons.
It's chocolate.
Is it?
Oh, yes. They're all chocolate.
It is chocolate. You were so close. You said it seemed unlikely.
Chocolate soldiers.
And you didn't quite go for it.
Oh,
but
we didn't commit.
At least you've picked up 2 bonus points for those connections, and there's still everything to play for in the rest of the game. Let's have a look at where that leaves the overall scores at the end of round 3. The science writers have got 7 points, but the crossworders have soared to 17 points. It's a big gap, but we've seen gaps like that closed before in round 4 where anything can happen. It is, of course, the missing vowels round. We've taken well-known names or phrases, put them into connected groups of 4, and then removed the vowels and respaced the consonants. Teams, I want you to buzz in and tell me what those hidden names or phrases are. 1 point if you get it right, lose a point if you get it wrong, and I throw it over for a bonus. The first group are all going to be garden designers. Crossworders.
Lancelot Capability Brown.
Correct, 1 point. Crossworders.
Vita Sackville West.
Another point. Too slow, Ian Hamilton Finlay. Next clue. Crossworders.
Gertrude Jekyll.
Lose a point. Bonus to the science writers.
Geoffrey.
Too long, Geoffrey Jellicoe. The next group are all religious texts. Science writers.
Mahabharata.
Mahabharata, 1 point. Too slow, it's the Mormon text Pearl of Great Price. Next clue. Science writers.
Talmud.
1 point to you. It's the Buddhist text Diamond Sutra. The next group are all photographic terms. It's aperture priority. Next clue. That one was latent image. I see we have no photographers here. So the final scores are science writers with 9 points, but tonight's winners with 18 points. It's the crossworders. Many congratulations to the crossworders and heartfelt commiserations to the science writers. 1 place in the final is signed and sealed. But who will join the crossworders at that final reckoning? Only one way to find out. Join us next time. Goodbye.
Coming up tonight, the miracle of childbirth as the odds are stacked against survival even before we're born. The first part of our major new 2-parter, Growing Babies, is next.